I just realized I've been on mute like this whole time. I've literally been talking to myself for how long is the stream running? 36 minutes? Oh, that is epic. So, all right. Um, boy, that's ridiculously embarrassing. Yeah, we're still getting this wonky thing. But did it actually there we go. There it is. Did it verify or did it not? That is the question. It did not. Huh. Okay. I feel like I should blow up my um node modules or my cache. So clean, remove that, except for it's not, wait, yeah, turbo node modules. But I also probably type chain types and artifacts and cache. All right, so now I can say turbo clean. I'm gonna nuke everything, npm install. All right, make sure it's not like some sort of caching thing. Oh, but I'm not gonna have any artifacts for this anymore. Ah, rats. Oh, but it's generating the typing, so maybe I will. Zero arguments were provided instead. Oh yeah. Um, so I'm gonna turn this into a variable. Dry. Dry. There we go, because then I think it goes here. And so in here, I would do it like this. Do like this, do like that. Oh, which means I probably am going to need quotes. Like, yeah, if I print this out, I want, there we go. Boy, no. All right. So back to here, this should now be validated. Yay! And if we come in here, we should be able to connect. We're on the right wallet. We are. And I'm gonna mint payable amount 0, 2. This address, ID 1, amount 1, data. Do I have to put something in there? I never know what to do here. What do I? Quotes? Oh, right. Array. Uh. So we want to know valid verify value ether scan data. Try that. This would be like a hex. So maybe like a 0x0. Try that. Thank goodness. Wait. Oh, it's this. Okay. It's like I saw an address in there and that does not make sense. So after this goes through, we want to verify. Transaction 404 confirmed. That's almost like floor 13. Like, you should just admit 404. I saw 404 and I panicked there for a second. Transaction 404 not found. Balance of account. No. This account. This ID should be 1. Sweet. Okay. Now we need to do the API side. This should hopefully be easy-ish. All right, let's commit this. So working 1155 contract and base test. So I would certainly sorry, I'm gonna double check that. I didn't just commit. New last commit. Okay, just making sure I'm not committing anything I'm not supposed to. My ignores should be set up right, but you know, before I publish to GitHub on a public thing, I should probably make sure I'm not publishing private keys, right? Okay. API. So I think oh, actually I still probably will want that. I don't need that. Don't need that right now. Don't need that. This is our website, but yeah, I'm gonna need that. Oh, no, I'm gonna need that. And I am not gonna need that. Okay. So where was it? Create T3. Really good documentation here. Is it? There was somewhere in here that covered like the API. Yeah, there we go. This is exactly what we want, I think, right? This is still getting TRPC, or is still allow access to TRPC. Context. I don't want to expose every procedure as a Okay. If you want to expose a single procedure externally, you're looking for server-side calls. Okay. So if I use this, so let's try this. What is our, what do we call our URL? Our URI? URI for 1 is API item ID. So if we go, not public. I always think public because, like, you know, that's where we're going to be. New folder, ID, new file. No. Item. It's going to say the file's ID. File is in brackets ID. So that's going to give us access to that. It's like a wild card. So this will be our slug and TSX. I'm going to dump this in here. And let's see here. We need access to the app router. Create TRPC context. Those are coming from totally different places in ours. There we go. An app router from there. Sure. Cool. And yes. Okay. Okay. what is caller? Router, create caller, context, caller user. Okay, and we don't have user. We're gonna make an item router, right? Get by ID, but I don't have one yet. So router, I'm just gonna copy paste the alchemy router. We're gonna call this item. And inside of item, we need to rename this to item router. Get rid of these things. We're calling this get by ID. So get by ID is a public procedure with an input of ID. No, it does not start with 0x. I'll say min length. Wait, min length. 1? Sure. Okay, so it's a string with a minimum length of 1. Uh-oh, what'd I break? Huh. That's weird. Oh, it's a number. Min length number? Huh. I don't messing around with stuff that I don't need to for a quick proof of concept. Okay, I don't need the alchemy stuff right now. Thank you, alchemy team, but what we're doing. And I can blow out the rest of this file because not what we're doing. All right. Is that right? I think that's right. So turn test input ID. ID. There we go. Okay. So if this works, I should get that back, but I think I actually need to set some headers and return that differently. So, but let's see. So we got API item 1. Resolver is not a function. Cool. Okay. Oh yeah, this stuff doesn't exist. So okay, here we go. So this needs to be there. Caller. Oh, I didn't add it to the router. So the root of the router is here, and I need to add item, which is item router. There we go. Okay. Now, did I close this? I'm not using it. Wait, what errors are in here? Okay, I'll blow this out because I don't want it complaining when we commit. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. I'm keeping some things because I might end up coming back to this. String not defined. Oh, huh. I feel like this is a good place where like some Zod validation would be great, but let's just say if ID, if not ID, or why am I writing or like that? Type of ID does not equal string, then we're gonna throw new T RPC error. I don't know if that's even. We'll try that. Internal server. Hey, we made yay! Cool. Let's add a little bit more metadata. Just enough. What was the example that Open Zeppelin had? Here's their example. So, sorry, I'm copying it from off screen. Didn't I close you? Item. All right, so let's say, Yes. Yeah, why not? An item ID, which we're passing in, which means we're going to get back out right. So, wait. Equals, and then we'll just do this. All right. Let's get this on GitHub. Well, yes. Add API endpoint. Okay, so for those of you who missed because I had myself muted for the first half hour of this, I'm using Turbo Repo. Turbo Repo is a monorepo developed, maintained by Vercel. It allows me to have any number of front-end applications with any number of package dependencies. So like the front end could depend on any number of these. I could have another one that mix and match, you know, the dependencies here to here, right? This is based on the Create T3 Turbo repo. So the way that it's all connected, we have a Next app in our front end, Next.js. We have inside the API directory pre-configured a TRPC router or TRPC endpoint, which basically allows the front end to connect through TRPC to our app router, to our TRPC router, which lives in our API package. So we could have multiple front ends that all have the same sort of API backend. The API, when deployed on Vercel, so when we deploy this on Vercel, which I committed should be building right now, which is why I'm talking instead of testing. I'll go check it here in a second. The API is deployed as serverless functions. So like a Lambda function. So you have a short running service that spins up, processes your request, goes away. So you have this backend, no server. I mean, obviously there is still a server, but it's not a server that you're managing. It's not a like long-lived service that you have to worry about crashing or having memory overflows or, you know, or memory leaks, anything like that. So I like it. Obviously it doesn't solve every problem, but it solves a surprisingly number of surprisingly complex problems. It also, the Create T3 Turbo template comes pre-configured with the next auth. So if I wanted to connect like OAuth provider, I do this from time to time with like GitHub or Google or I haven't done Discord, even though it's like the default out of box for Create T3 apps. So I really should do that, or Discord. So if you want to log into your site and say log in with blah, 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 next auth, all you have to do is add your keys to the environment file and add the login button to your page. Like that's really like, it's super easy. It talks to the auth router. The auth router handles authorization. There is a callback API or callback URI deployed here. So whatever service provider you're connecting to, it goes out, comes back, boom. Anyways, all right. We totally, oh man, dropped the ball on this. There is there's a way to get this URI. I actually think it's an environment variable thing. At least that's the way that like we're commonly handling it within these types of repos. So you know what? I'm just gonna hard code it for now. Not what I would do. Okay, not what I would do on like production app, but okay. And we're gonna say or Molnir, and I'm gonna need a file for that. So let's here. Wow, I can't images. Perfect. Look at this. This is amazing. It's exactly what we need. Boom. And let's save that. And we're going to save that in I'm going to do a soft screen just in case. I really need like a almost a different account that I log into for streaming. Okay. There we go. Save. Okay. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this is what I'm working on. Da, 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 da. All right. And that saved to a place, which I am now going to open on my other monitor. Open file location, and we're just gonna plop this right over here into public images. All right, let's commit this. Add your image, URI, and set. Boom. All right, that's gonna rebuild. But in the meantime, we opened that up. Oh my gosh, I'm getting way too many things open. No, I'm still okay. API item 1. Oh no! What did we do wrong? API item 1. API item 1. Did it choke? Did it fail deployment? Oh, it did. What's our damage? That's a new one by me. I don't need Sharp installed right now anyways. Huh. But I use this. Okay, and that's going to be connected to the API. So pnpm remove Sharp. What else can I remove real quick? Huh. I'm actually pretty bare bones in here. I don't. That's it. Okay. Filter. NFT template v2/API. Okay. I wonder if it's doing that. Whoa, I have in my screen. I wonder if it's doing that because when I did the clean, something weird happened. And so yeah, it's always complaining like that. All right. Okay. So yep. Move. Of course, I should probably just run a quick query on packages. API. Oh no, it's a Sharp. And I want to find that in just API. Okay. I don't have it in there anywhere. Because if I had a reference and I just removed it, it would choke anyways. All right. Rebuild again. Luckily, these builds don't take terribly long, especially when they're cached properly. So watch it go through. It's riveting. Oh yeah, I can show you while I'm waiting for that to build out. So Nextauth does require, there's ways to do it without a database, but to store your sessions and have longer running sessions, generally want to connect to like a Postgres database is the easiest. So I use like Supabase most of the time, or I've got a DigitalOcean managed Postgres droplet that I can throw a database on for this sort of thing, especially. So Prisma is the way that I connect. So I would have my database URL in my environment file. Prisma creates type-safe interfaces for me to use in my code, and it also manages like my migrations, although, you know, migrations hot button topic. You can just db push and it will enforce your schema onto your database. You can pull, actually, if you have a database that's already populated, you can pull from it and generate a schema file based on that. I don't know why I said schema. Now I'm going to be stumbling on that for a while. Is this done? Are we good? Cache updated. Ready! All right, let's try again. Yay! Look at that. Okay, so here's the thing, right? If I did this correctly, which I always do, first time, right? I come out here to my unidentified contract. Yeah, see, that's interesting. I wonder if I put the name and symbol in there, if it would work. Like if OpenSea would pick it up. I need to do that. I need to just... Yes! We have an 1155. Cool. Took a little bit longer than I was hoping, but we have an 1155. So yeah, we have the mono repo that is like the backend API as well as the contract for an 1155. I think that's really cool. And like, instead of this being the front end, I could actually have an app in here that was like specifically for the API, right? So I could like rename this to metadata. And then I'll just keep all of my metadata code in this one and have my front end as a completely separate app, which I would deploy separately to Vercel. Or you could have it all in one, like this. Arguments for both, reasons for both. I like the separation of responsibilities. If you go to update your API, you're not actually going to accidentally going to crash your site, vice versa. If you go to update your site, you might accidentally crash your API. On the other hand, you have two apps to manage then, and everything associated with that. So, all right. Unfortunately, the next thing I need to do is not necessarily under NDA, but private. So it would be frowned upon if I expose the rest of this to the public. So I'm going to leave it here. Ta-ta for now. And